Alright gang, welcome back to our Skyefin Aquafarm series here in Kinlaig. It is now January and we are bringing the forklift back to its rightful home for the time being at least. And getting ourselves prepped to come over here and pick up the fish like we normally do every episode. And see what we can get into today. Now we've got $56,000 to our name. It's not a ton of money, but it is some money nonetheless. We are going to be selling the fish like we've been doing. And we've got a little bit of flour I think left that we can potentially sell today as well. Take a look at the price still, see if it's still decent. I think it is, but we've got a little bit we can sell there. I think the flour production has completed, so I don't think there's anything else that can actually be made for flour for the time being, but the price is still good. We'll sell it as well along with the fish here. Then we'll see what else we can get into. We've got some stuff we can do as far as, you know, just some maintenance type of stuff on the field and things like that. I don't think there's going to be a whole lot for us to do today, if I'm honest with you. We hopefully will be able to maybe purchase something else with some of the money that we get today. We'll take a look in the used market, see if there's anything out there. I would suspect there's probably not going to be much, but we can at least take a look and see. And then we'll bring back, you know, a load of fish food as well back here to our productions here, because we're going to need that to continue. And I just screwed that up, didn't I? Way to go, Z. Way to go. We're going to need that to continue our productions, if you will. Keep them processing at a full rate like we would hope for. Just going to push these around real quick and try to get these lined back up better so I can go at them once more. That should do the trick. How's everyone doing today? Hope you're all doing well. Things are good here, man, all things considered. Very happy New Year to you. Hopefully you're having a good week and hopefully you had a nice Christmas, if you celebrate Christmas, of course. Ooh, that guy almost fell. We got lucky on that one. Okay, the fork is sticking out a little bit too far here. I want to actually pull this out a little bit here. I want to utilize this as a bit of a makeshift ram here to try to push these, if you will, a little bit closer. There we go, just like that. That's what I'm looking for. Then I can drop this down right here. Perfection. Alright, so we'll move this back over here. We're going to have to go get our tractor and bring it over here as well, so we can move those around. Get them ready to be sold. There are a few pallets, like I mentioned, of the flour up there. I'm just going to utilize the liftable bale and pallet mod for that perspective there. We can put some lime down on here, I think, if it's required. Yeah, we do need to do a little bit of lime. It's not, I mean, it's not terrible, but it's not great either. So we need to do a little bit of lime there. I think I mentioned this in the last episode, but I'm going to mention it again here as well. They did make an update, a modification to the mod for this tractor. It is much louder now. I hope it's not too loud for all of you. I do have the sounds turned down ever so slightly. So hopefully it's not terrible, but it is much significantly louder than it used to be. It's got a nice whine to it now, which is great for the sound of the tractor itself, but when you're trying to do recordings, and sometimes it's a little bit too loud, if that makes sense. We really, I've said this a number of times, I know that already, but we really need to get a power washer. We really need to give our tractor a bath. It is so dirty. Sorry. Gray car, I forget what we're calling the gray car. We have a name for him. It was recent. I forgot. Gray cars really haven't been around all that much, honestly. That's kind of a newer car. We're almost flipping this thing already. Anyway, how's everyone doing? Hope you're doing well. Very excited with where this series is going. It's been a blast. We're having a lot of fun with this. And it's only just begun, really. All right, so let's see here. Where are we going? Evidently, there's still some oat in there, but it says it's not producing, I thought. Didn't it just say we have oat? We have 23 liters of oat in there. Did I just miss that 23 liters? Not that that's really going to get us another pallet, but did I just miss it somehow? I guess I had to have. Anyway, what were we looking at? We were looking at flour. Flour. Okay. Flour is best to sell right now, so we'll go ahead and throw that on there as well. Now, somebody in the comments told me that I should be selling always, regardless, no matter what, at the, which one was it? The farmer's kiosk, I think. Let me make sure I'm still saying the correct thing. I think they said I should always sell at the farmer's kiosk, I think. For some reason, I thought it was something else besides farmer's kiosk, but maybe it... I guess it would have to be. Unless let me just look and make sure I'm not missing anything else here. I mean, I would think it had to be that. I mean, the farmer's kiosk is what we're seeing in all of this stuff, right? Anyway, they told me regardless, so I guess it doesn't really matter, but they told me that if you sell at the farmer's kiosk, which is what I think it is, you get a significant increase no matter what. So even if it's a lower price, you should be selling it there, is what somebody told me. So I guess we're going to give that a shot. Now, I don't know how much we're really going to be able to calculate. You know, I would love to not sell some of these trout today, and I guess we technically could because we got $56,000, but really... I want to try to continue to build that money up for us. So we're going to sell it. We'll go to the farmer's kiosk because that's what somebody's saying. So we'll give it a shot, even though the seaside restaurant is giving a little bit more money. We'll go there and just see what happens. Where is the farmer's kiosk? Okay, it's the one we sold to the first time, I think. All right, well, we know where that is. Let me just hook this up here. Ugh. Perfect. And then we just got to grab this other pallet here of the trout, and we're good to go. All right, off we go. So we're going to do that. We're going to sell this. Well, actually, I dropped off some of that, which is actually something I need to do. I kind of forgot about that. Is it full? No, it's not full. We can drop more off. Let's drop some more off there. All right, looks like it's full now. Yep, it's full. Okay. Other things we're going to be doing today. We're going to lime this field. Like I mentioned, we're going to go ahead and put some lime down that field. Just get it prepped and ready to go for next season. And then maybe we'll get lucky with the amount of money we make here. Maybe we'll get lucky. Maybe we'll be able to find another plot of land we could potentially purchase. I think that would be wonderful if we could. Because as it currently stands, we really only have one true field, and we've created our own second field, which is a significantly smaller field, but it's a field nonetheless. So if we could figure out a way to purchase another field today, I think that would be awesome. But if we don't, we don't, right? If we don't, we don't. All right, let's see if we can. Let's see what we get here, right? Let's see what we get. All right, so we got 1358 plus 434 for their environmental score. That's not terrible. I don't remember. I guess I have to go back and look from the last episode because I don't have the figures handy for what we sold in the last episode. Although last episode we had a lot more, right? We didn't have such little. amounts, I guess, and I shouldn't be going this way. I know that. Don't. Somebody's yelling at me in the comments. You're going the wrong way. You're not supposed to go that way. You're right. I know. I know. I'm going that way anyway. Well, that went well. Why is nothing selling at the seaside here? Isn't that where I'm at? Did I go too far? Oh, I didn't go too far. It's right here. That's it. Why did not sell? Oh, I'm stupid. I'm stupid. It's only the adult trout that sells there. Duh. Come on, Z, get it together, buddy. You are smarter than that. It's been a day, gang. It's been a couple of days, actually. Let's put it that way. It's been a couple of days. I think we sold the adult trout at the other one. Yeah, we had to have. Yep, that's why. That's why nothing's selling here. Okay, we got it. We got it. We got to sort it out. We figured it out. Watch out, buddy. You just walked right through my pallet. Okay, let's go. All right, so we're at 70,000 right now, which is it's good, right? It's a good amount of money. Let's see if we can get ourselves closer to 100,000. If we can get ourselves closer to 100,000, I'll be pretty happy. I still think we're going to be a little bit short from what I was hoping to get. By the time we spend a little bit of money on fish food, right? I think we're going to be short still. It's unfortunate, but it's just the way it is. For what I was hoping to get. I was hoping... Quick autosave here. I was truly hoping that I'd be able to buy, you know, one of these fields here, but 129,000, we're not going to be there. 126, we're not going to be there. Even if we had a lot more flour to put it, we would not have been there. There's no way. Because we're going to spend another probably $18,000, $20,000 on fish food, right? So we're not going to be there. There's no way. It'll probably leave us around $70,000, but we're not going to get there, unfortunately. It's too bad. All right, so that puts us to $89,397. Not really where I was hoping to be at, but I was pretty much right spot on with what I was saying, that we're probably going to be around $70,000, and that's where we're going to be if you do the math, about $18,000. Minus that's going to give us right around 70,000. So, well, that's a bit unfortunate, but it is what it is. Nothing we can do about it now. There is a planter for a tree planter, I should say, in the used market, which pretty nice, right? But I don't know where we would put any of those trees at. I mean, I guess we could probably figure something out, but. And there we go, 20,800. So we're at 68,597. So it's actually slightly less because I forgot about it. It costs a little bit more than what it actually says. So yeah, we're a little short, but that's okay. That's all right. Slow and steady, man. Slow and steady wins the race here, right? So we're going to pick up the fish food here. We'll bring it back to the yard. And we'll start doing some of the lime after we get all the fish food, delivered to where it needs to go. We'll do some of the lime, and then we'll see what else we can get into today. With $68,000, I just don't think we're going to have quite enough money to do really anything as far as purchasing new land or do anything specific. There's nothing really on the used market, so we'll see what we can find to get into. Maybe we'll look at a contract. Maybe we'll find something else. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe there is a field somewhere we can purchase. But we'll look at all that when we get back. I'm going to do all this here off camera. You've seen me do this so many times. So I'll get all these stacked up, and I will see you back at the yard. All right, we're back here. We're going to drop off fish food here like we normally do. Then we're going to head back down the other way and drop off food there as well. Did it accept any of that food? There it did now. We're gonna need gas soon, actually, in this tractor. I just now noticed that. I probably should have got gas while we were over there. We were kind of, well, not really, but we were kind of close to it. A lot closer than we are over here on this side, I guess I should put. We should put it that way, I guess. Perfect. All right, they should be good to go for a while. Now, the fish lake's obviously good. This one almost has it's almost maxed out, so it should be helping, right? That should help out tremendously. I could turn on, 2 times trout potentially, but I still don't think we need to be doing that yet. We need another fish lake if we're going to be doing that. That's my opinion. So we're getting this back to the yard really quick, and then we're going to get the lime set up. We're going to start liming that field, and when we're doing that, we'll kind of take a peek around at some of these fields around here. I know we've looked at them recently, but it's been a few days for me since I've done an episode. Holidays and things like that and other things going on, so I kind of forget the total prices. Obviously, the 2 that I was looking at that I just showed you, those obviously were, well, clearly they were way too expensive, so the odds are there's not going to be anything, because those are some of the smaller ones in this region, at least. But, we'll at least take a look. We're finally getting through some of this lime, too. There's still a lot, but there's significantly less lime than there was. Significantly less. Let's fill this thing up to max here. Here we go. Alright, I want to make sure our application rate is set properly here. I want it to be as high as it possibly can, because we've got plenty of lime, and I want this field to produce as well as it possibly can, all things considered. So I'm going to turn this back on just to make sure I actually set it up properly. Deactivate automatic application rate. Change application rate. Alright. I guess activate automatic would probably be fine. Well, if I do that, though... See, that's saying it's too much. It's too much pH. So maybe I should just have activate automatic, because it's going to get me as close as I possibly can get to the flag, right? Guess really we only need to turn it down to the lowest possible if I'm doing a contract. That way we save, a little bit of the product itself, because it doesn't really matter. The actual contract itself doesn't know. Alright, we are underway getting lime down. Now, hopefully, we shouldn't have to do this again on this field for a little while after this one. I think it's going to be probably good for the time being. But, of course, as we will pretty much any time, we'll take a look at it when that time comes. And if we need to do a little bit of a splash and dash here in certain places, we'll do so, right? We'll do so. Missing spots. I'm going to go back and touch all these up, but that's okay. I don't need the beacons on anymore. Why are the beacons on? Forgot to turn those off. Ooh, almost went too far there, Z. Almost went way too far. Almost got stuck in the lake. That would have been a disaster for the fish and for me. From a tractor, for the lime, for everything. Would have been a mess. But there's one little spot down here we missed, and then we should be good. Right, target reached, it says, so we should be good. Yep, perfect. The value is perfect almost all the way through. There's a couple spots where it's not, I guess, but I guess it's kind of expected. Alright, so we can put this away. I am going to grab the remaining 23 liters of oat or whatever that is. For whatever reason that didn't go into the mill, I'm going to drop that off. It's not going to get us another pallet of flour yet, but there's no reason for it to be sitting in here if we're trying to turn it into... Whoops. If we're trying to turn it into flour anyway, right? What? That's like the 5th time I've seen the train go by. I know all of you haven't necessarily seen that because I've done some jump cuts here, but the train goes by so often. Okay. 24 liters of oat. That, for whatever reason, did not get put down. Doesn't make any sense, but whatever. Alright. So we'll go put this back where it belongs, and we will now take a peek and see what we've got, if anything we can do with this $68,000. If we can't do anything, then it's going to be, let's see if we can find a contract or something potentially for us to do. So, 68,579. We're nowhere near. All of these fields, all this land, they're outrageously expensive. I mean, outrageously expensive. We're not even... I guess you could argue we're halfway. Yeah. Yeah, there's not... Even the ones down here, they're going to be too expensive, too. Yeah, 101. See, all of these, we're nowhere near the amount we need, really. Which is crazy. Even the small guy here, 72,000, we're still not there for that one. And like I said, that is a... It doesn't look like it because we're right here, but that is a far drive to get up here to do anything with that one. So, we're happier down here anyway. So, we're going to have to get some more money together. So, what do we got contract-wise? There are some plowing ones, which we could easily do, I think. We've got a nice plow on ours, right? I think I'm going to accept this one, because it's $11,000. It's a lot of money. And I think I'm going to modify our plow and get a bigger one. And the other one is... Alright, on the other side of the map. Is it worth it for $3,000? Well, I'll tell you what. Let's accept this one first. So we'll accept that one. And we'll kind of see, right? We'll play it by ear and see how long it takes us to do... Well, quite frankly, let's see how long it takes us to do the one we're going to go do now. And if it takes us an eternity, which it very well might, then maybe that one probably won't be worth it, right? Now, I think... Let me just... I might be wrong on this statement. I might not have the right plow here. I think this one has a chance for us to make it wider, but maybe not. This is the Lizard 6M, so maybe not. I don't think this... I think this is the one that doesn't give us the opportunity to make it larger. I think it's the other one I needed. So this might not be as fast as I thought. Yep. This is the one you need to do, like, 12 meters. And maybe we should upgrade to that one. It's a little more expensive. $21,000. It's a lot more expensive. Excuse me. It's a lot more expensive. 6 meters versus 12 meters. If we upgrade to it, it says we need 340 horsepower. We don't have 340 horsepower. Ignore it. We're just going to head over there. This might take a lot longer than I expected, actually. It doesn't show me anymore. I was going to say, what... Yeah, never mind. So what plow was it going to allow us to get if we were to borrow the equipment? But... Alright, well, regardless, I guess we'll head over there. We'll see. We'll see how this goes. If it looks like it's going to be too daunting and it's going to take us, 45 minutes or something of real time, we might reconsider. But if it looks okay, we're going to go for it. And I'm sure it'll probably be fine. I mean, this is 6 meters on a plow is still pretty big, right? That's most of the plows that you would buy that are most plows you would get in here. I mean, they're all like less than that, right? Like $75,000 for that one, which is like one of the big ones that comes like, base out the game, if you will, vanilla out the game. So, this is probably going to be perfectly fine. There's probably not going to be any issues at all. All right, we're making good progress here, gang, but we still got a long way to go, and the steering assist here is just, I don't know what's going on, but it's basically only taking half of the plow size, so it's got to be something to do with the settings in here. I don't know. The offset, there's something it's not, or the working with rather, it's not registering like 6 meters because it's putting me down the middle of other fields for some reason. And maybe it's just that there's multiple lines on top of each other. Yeah, that's what it is. And there's been this issue in the past. I don't know why. And it seems to only be with this map for some reason. Yeah, I don't know. Weird. But anyway, I just started doing it the old-fashioned way and worked better. But for the longest time, I was not doing that, so... But we're 66% of the way through. I realistically probably should not have taken on this contract. It is a large contract for the size of the plow, really. Although, as I mentioned, right, if we didn't have the mods installed, I mean, the base vanilla game type of stuff and the DLC would still have us utilizing this same width, and so it would take a long, long time to do this field if we had those, right? So if we can do it with that, I mean, we can do it with this, I guess is how I'm trying to put it. But really, I probably should upgrade it to that other one. But really, for the size of our operation right now, I don't think we really need to. I mean, I would literally be only upgrading it just to do this field, and basically we would just get our money back. So it would be a free upgrade, which great, but that's not really adding to what we're trying to accomplish here, right? It's not adding money to our bank account to get us to that point. It's just helping increase the speed at which we can get things done on the farm is really all that's going to be doing. Which, fantastic, great, but not really what we're looking for right now. I guess is how I should put it. I'm going to turn those lines off now. There's no reason for them to be on, since I'm doing this all manually anyway. But you see it was leaving those lines there in the middle. That was just driving me nuts. So we're going to have to go over there and do some of that over on that side, but I figured, you know, at one point, you know, the line just kept going straight when I was doing a headland pass. I'm like, I might as well just cut it off and, you know, make it a little bit easier on us by doing the bigger portion first, and then that way we can go over there where it's, you know, we're going to do a lot more turns, a lot more stops and everything. So hopefully, you know, most of the actual percentage of the field will be accomplished here, and then we can head over there and have to do less and maybe save ourselves a little bit of time in the process, if that makes sense, right? %, so it shouldn't really take too much longer before we're done with this field, though. But we'll get a little bit of a jump cut here. We'll get it done. All right, we're nearly done here. Should click over here any second now to 100%, and there we go. Perfect. So that'll be a nice little $11,000 payday for us. We'll take that all day, every day of the week. So let's go ahead and collect that after the quick autosave is done here. Boom, perfect. Almost to 80 grand now. I'm much happier with that as the ending there. I am going to head over to the gas station there and fill up some gas on the way back, but nonetheless, we are going to leave the episode at this point. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, I would greatly appreciate it if you smash the like and subscribe button. In the case you've yet to do so, they are free to do, and it helps me out more than you can possibly imagine. Thank you to my members. Cannot thank you guys enough. There's a link down below if you're interested in that. There's a Discord down below. My other channel's down below as well. I'm currently doing a playthrough on Red Dead Redemption 2 on that. If that is something that interests you. I never actually finished that game. I started it for a very short period of time and then didn't play it at all. I really hadn't touched it since 2019, which is crazy. I know it. Red Dead Redemption is one of the better games of all time. But anyway, I never played it all the way through the second one, so I'm starting that on my other channel. If that interests you, maybe check that out. Thanks so much for watching. Thanks so much for your continued support. I'll see you next time.